Hello, my dears, it's me, Jackie, and welcome to Do Not Take This Cat Home. This game seems to have a lot of endings, and naturally, we are going to take the cat home. Like, come on. You're not having a great day, as usual. As usual? Oh, that sucks to be me then. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Well, yeah, I would be upset about that. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign that you should stay home today? Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? You turn to head home when... Kitty! Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground damped, but the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Kitty! Finally, the sound source coming to view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. A cat. I guess this should have been obvious. Well, duh, I've been hearing a cat meowing. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. Wow, beautiful. Hey, it's so cute. He puts his front paws up to the edge of the box and looks up at you. Hi, kitty. So cute, I know, right? My kitty cat is sleeping right over there, and she's also adorable. And he definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion on one way or another about cats before. Before I had my cats, that is true. I did not really have an opinion about it. I just never had a cat until I have a cat now, and I melt for them. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. They rule the world, we just don't really realize it. You don't think you mind bowing down to a feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in card boxes these days anyways? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? Depends how young they are. The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. I mean, let me save. That's very Doki Doki Literature Club kind of thing. I'm gonna take the cat home. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking in a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon, and your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. It's just a kitty cat. It's gonna be fine. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry, good luck out here, okay? But didn't I choose to take the cat home? That's what I chose, right? Or did I say don't take the cat home? Now I'm confused about what I chose. You turn around and leave the cat in the alley behind. I think I chose the I think I wanted to say take the cat home, and then I click on do not take the cat home. Did I do that? I think I did that. Rain's picking up. Time to head home. Ending? Not to fool. Not to fool. Okay, I got one of the endings. I think I should keep a list to know what endings I got. Now back to the cat game. I don't think I can... No, not quick save. I want to load. Oh, I can skip. I did chose not to take the cat home. No, let's take the cat home. I'm stupid. You know what? I'm gonna save that one. You reach into the box and pick up the cat, holding it out in front of you. Why not? I took it. You're all alone and, well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while.
Oh, cutie kitty cat.
You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay?
Okay.
You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, one you living alone in it. A cat would be nice, so it feels weird having another living being sighted after so long. Even if it is just a cat. Hey, it's a cat. They're buddies. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food in a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. Or it depends on how you call your cats. It perks up at you at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food. Did it like it? And completely ignores it, like every single cat. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spend your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. Why you keep talking that it's just a cat? I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. You're a healthy person. Tomatoes. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Well, I'm dumb. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It's just a... You watch as the cat starts to lick the blood. Lickly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. That's a monster cat. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. I would feel uneasy indeed. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Right? Yeah, that was. Sure, you're no cat expert. I'm not. But that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Nope, my cats would not do that. Would you? I don't think she'll answer me. Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside, not after all your efforts. You were going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway, so what's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. You're saying that an awful lot at the moment. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning up the kitchen. While trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's not a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what we'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. I mean, it's just a cat. What are you gonna do? Toss it to the other side of the room? You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. I mean, the food is over there. I don't know what you want me to do. Come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time, out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline. Oh, what happened? The lights just went out? Can cats turn off the lights? Great, just great. Ray must have knocked out the power. Yeah, the rain, not the cat. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. How? What kind of cell phone you have? You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messes with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. I'm impressed that you forgot to charge your phone, but you have a flashlight laying around. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? What the hell just happened? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Does it say hell in there? I think it is. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. Yeah, they are. And going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. Except the bright glowing eyes. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing. But its eyes. Yeah, I know. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large and inky. The flashlight flickers. Oh. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart. It's overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How's the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it clearly as it had whispered.
Let's play.
Oh, I heard it. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could even if you did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you. making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fierce grip on your mind. Your legs dangle together under you, and in your haste, you fall to the ground. Ouch! A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. Did I step on a knife? At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping of tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from outside. The light pouring in from you now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tinted red from the earlier blunder. But that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up in your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting in your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, those eyes, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads slyly over the knife, as if skipping in the light. It bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breath discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you've taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Golden eyes light up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Is this a vampire cat? Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if it's just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the blood imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes in the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because if I do stop, I'm going to be killed. If that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Oh, safe. Safe, okay. I'll just keep running towards the cat. I don't want to know what's behind me. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. Excuse me! Ending 0, it begins? What does that mean? Load this one and look behind me. My throat. No, stop it. Huh. Interesting. How very, very interesting. Because I looked behind me, they both gave me the exact same... They gave me the same. Continue. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. Okay, that's the same. But not really. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. Okay, so that was just like the beginning of it. Looking behind me or not. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. The cat again. What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and the scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, a big cardboard box with a cat. It's a cat. Guess that should have been obvious. Yeah, he's very adorable. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold. Okay, he looks up at you. Adorable. So, you look so familiar. Right? I know, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Save. Well, now that I know that you're a blood-licking monster, I am not going to take you home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'll never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. Yeah, I am. You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. And I have 2 cats already to feed, and they might not be very happy that I bring another cat in. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outfit you're on your day off. Your outing, sorry. What to do? Play with the cat, feed the cat, leave the cat. What the hell is this one? I can try to feed it. That cat must be hungry, right? You can imagine that it's had much to eat if it's so attached to that box it's in. Though it doesn't exactly seem malnourished either. Surely it must have left the box to search for food then. For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that's not the case, and not to think on it any further. Either way, you can't exactly enjoy your day out knowing you left behind a hungry cat. Especially when you could have done something to help, like giving it food, because most probably needs some food. So, what do you do about the hungry kitty? I can say first. Look around the area. You glance around the dark, dingy alley. It only sees garbage bags, trash bins, empty cardboard boxes, and scattered litter here and there. If there were something for the cat to eat, surely it wouldn't be found by now, right? But you don't want to just give up so easily. You keep looking. You look and only see garbage. You sniff and don't smell garbage. You listen and only listens to garbage. What was that? You just barely make out the sound of a faint scurrying by a trash bin a few feet away. quietly, or so quietly, you creep over to the bin and you lunge. Oh shit. I don't really know what lunge means. Like when you jump, you weren't very graceful at your attempt. You stumble and knocked over a stack of nearby boxes full of more trash. As you stand up, grasped in your hand is a mouse. It's a small mouse. Oh, poor little thing. The mouse squeaks and shrieks in distress, wiggling and struggling desperately in your grip. You're holding it too tightly and carefully for it not to be able to bite or scratch you, though. It wears itself out eventually and looks up at you with black eyes. It's completely at your mercy. Why? I don't know. Poor mouse. Oh no. Usually when my cat brings a mouse home, we try to save the mouse and let it go. But I know that cat's a monster, so I'm so sorry, little one. I am so sorry. I'm gonna feed you to the cat. The mouse looks scared, as if it can sense your intentions. He weakly starts to struggle again. Oh no, I am so sorry. The mouse is reluctant. Of course it is. Feed mouse to cat. I guess I am a monster as well. You feed a mouse to the cat. The cat tears it apart instantly. Oh, poor little thing. The mouse's pain squeaks and squeals pierce through you until they're abruptly cut off. Satisfied, the cat meows happily at you, red tinting its fangs. I don't know if I should have fed you. The cat curls up in its now blood-stained box and goes to sleep. You take the chance to leave. A well-fed cat will likely follow you home after all. And cute as the cat is, you really can't afford a pet right now. Still feeling a little guilty about the mouse, you decide to just go home. Yeah, I am very guilty about the mouse. But at least the cat's not with me, right? I'm safe. After a long walk home, you finally enter your apartment. You head straight for your room and collapse on your bed, falling into a fitful sleep. Later, you wake up. Screech, screech. Oh no. Oh my god, I am going to be haunted by the ghost of the mouse. To squeaking and skirling noises all around you. So loud and constant they sound like screams. In the darkness of your room, you see the shifting shadows of hundreds of mice surrounding your bed. I deserve it. I actually deserve it. You try to run, but I won't be able to run. But you cry out as twin lances of pain races up your leg. You fall off the bed in your attempt to escape. The hordes of mice dodging you as you crash to the ground. You can't stand up. Looking back and squinting in the dark, you just about make out the source of your pain. The flesh and tendons of your heels and ankles are mangled. Bitten through your socks. Leave me alone. Desperate, you crawl with only your arms towards the door. The mice descend upon you, biting into your skin, gnawing away pieces of you. You start to fade in and out of consciousness, but you still reach up for the doorknob. Your arm heavy, weighted down by the mice clinging to it with little claws and tiny teeth. You manage to jostle the knob enough for the door to slowly swing open. But your outstretched arm suddenly falls to the ground, lifeless. The mice manage to chew through the flesh and bone of your now dismembered limb. As a few mice creep forward to curiously inspect your arm, you stare blankly at it for a moment before sliding your gaze up. In the newly opened doorway sits a familiar-looking mouse? It stares at you. Is every single animal in this place a demon? The darkness in its beady black eyes. You can begin to measure their depths. Nor the hatred pouring out from within them. All of it. Aimed at you. You collapse, head hitting the floor as your other arm is eaten away as well. You're not sure how you're still conscious. The pain should be indescribable. And yet, you just feel a cold sense of loss. How you're not dead? The mice have clustered along your back now, gnawing and ripping their way between your shoulder blades, into your back, into your chest. Oh, you weakly cut off blood. They must have damaged something important. My dude, at this moment you're dead. Just give up. You feel something being pulled out of you. And in between the moments that blankets of darkness fade out of vision, you hear something wet plop to the ground in front of you. You pry your eyes open and see it in front of the mouse. Weirdly shaped, red with your blood and pulsing. And oh, that's your heart. Yeah, you would be dead. If your heart is not inside of you, you're dead. Isn't it? Unless this is like a very weird nightmare. The other mice all descend upon it, abandoning you half-eaten body. You're losing a lot of blood. The blood is the least of your problems right now. You feel sleepy. But you also feel anger? Yes. So much anger. How dare they? How dare they? The last thing you see before your vision fails you is a pair of glowing eyes leering in from the darkness beyond the doorway. You can hear squeaks and shrieks of terror all around you. Low yawls, deep snarls, gnashing teeth, tearing flesh. As your remaining senses leave you, you smile weakly with the last of your strength. When something with soft, stingingly damp and sticky fur nuzzles your cheek. You're a little bit late. I'm dead. Good kitty. Ending 27. Well fed. What the fuck? Okay. Let me look at these endings. Ah, okay. It points it out for me, so I don't need to make a list like I was doing. Oh, then I'm gonna throw away my list. But there's like 40 endings, and I don't know how big they are. So let me go here, and I'm gonna spare the mouse. Are you sure? Yeah, spare the mouse. Oh, now I'm going to be killed by the cat. You can hear the cat's stomach growling. It must be so hungry. It must be starving. No, spare the mouse, spare the mouse. Oh, now he is angry at me. You know the cat's hungry. Why are you hesitating? You caught prey for the cat's sake, didn't you? Are you really going to value the life of a filthy rodent more than the cat's? I mean, I know what happens if I give the mouse to the cat. But I also feel like I'm going to die anyway. Oh, God, yeah, I thought. You're mocking me, aren't you? Last chance. Hand over the prey now. Spare the mouse. You let the mouse go. It scurries away, squeezing into a tiny hole in the wall. But you don't pay much mind. You don't flinch as a giant claw paw slowly falls in front of you, blocking your path to the alley's entrance. Not that you had any delusions about escaping. The cat is hungry after all. Yeah, I know. You close your eyes in acceptance as the paw gently pulls you back and back. Yeah, and eats me. Oh, ending 26. A life spared. Okay, yeah. Good. I spared the mouse. That was a fast one. Let me take a look at this. Like, don't take the cat home. I'm just going to leave. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up of having someone look after it if you're not willing to commit? What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? I couldn't read, that was too fast. Sorry, see you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost painfully at you. Oh no, you don't do that to me. My heart can't take it even though I know you're a monster. Ignore. Nope. You need to nip this in the bud and go on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you've forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you were going to do for your day off. Oh! I can go places. I did not know. Save. I'm gonna watch a movie. It's been a while since a movie came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to a movie theater. But there's a showing of one such film at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by the new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though, you're not exactly a fan of the crowds. And nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a noisy audience. I'm going to the old theater. You eagerly buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth and head inside. It's barren of any trace of other people and the decor looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s. Maybe even the 70s. But it's what you were counting on. You consider buying some popcorn. You can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stands might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theater design on your ticket stub. As expected, the theater you movie will be played in is completely empty. Good, perfect, peace. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking into consideration the gap of staircases. As you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on, no commercials or trailers pop up. The movie just begins. Pleased, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. But just as you're getting into the premise, the doors open behind you, momentarily casting light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment after all. Yeah, it's true as long as they pay, but I believe it's the cat and that's going to kill me. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater, before heading in your general direction. What? Really? You gape in utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down the aisle, only to sit right in front of you. There's no one else here and plenty of places to sit. The stranger is also unusually tall. Even with the stadium-like arrangement of the seats being on a somewhat steep incline, they're completely blocking your view. Move to another spot, confront the stranger. Just move to another spot. Why would I fight about that? You don't want to risk escalating the situation further. This whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would they choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you wouldn't be able to see past them. Shaking your head with a passive-aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you reluctantly pick another less perfect seat in the theater. But as you settle down, you see the strange person get up, only to once again sit down in the seat directly in front of you. Okay, now they're being an asshole. You look around somewhat helplessly as if waiting for someone to silently agree with you about how odd all of this is, or to at least inform you that it's all an elaborate prank. But there's no one else here with you. That's how you've always liked it, but you can't help but think that maybe it would be nice to have someone else here if it meant not being alone with this weird jerk. If I move, he's probably going to move again. I don't feel like confronting it because I feel like he's going to kill me. So you know what? I'm leaving. It's too weird. Feeling uncomfortable, you decide to leave the theater. There's still enough time left in the day to do something else. Now what? I'm going to the new cinema. You don't know why, but you don't really feel great about the idea of being alone right now. Deciding to wait for the movie you've been anticipating to available on DVD or streaming, you join the long line outside the new cinema. By the time you've reached the ticket booth, you just want to get inside. So you pick a movie at random and take your ticket from the tired-looking teenager manning the booth. The decor is chic and sleek, and the aisle is bursting with people. It's not what you're usually into, but it's kind of nice not being alone. Even if you feel a little lonely watching families and groups of friends laughing among themselves. You'll get some popcorn, but the lines at the concession stands are long and the prices are criminal anyway. Why want popcorn? I just want to watch the movie and then go home. You go through the halls and follow the signs to the theater designated on your ticket before heading inside. You sigh at the sight of the absolutely crowded theater. You head towards the seat, only to be told the person next to it that it's been saved for someone. This happens a few more times before you finally manage to get yourself seated into a seat annoyingly off-center to the screen. But the screen is at least visible. It's not like too close. It's not, if not a little too close, so you grit your teeth and bear it. The lights fade out, but the chatter doesn't. The rest of the audience seems content to talk through the commercials and even through the trailers. Good God, I would be so pissed off. You figured the chatter would stop when the movie actually begins. But it doesn't get even slightly quieter as the opening scene starts to play out. You sigh out loud, not thinking anyone would hear you anyway. This is why you avoid movie theaters like the plague. Well, too late, I'm already here. What is that? Suddenly, the screen changes, showing the face of a black cat. A familiar black cat. Confused murmurs fill the room, but then the cat on the screen meows. What are you doing? The sound is strange and not at all like any cat should sound. Haunting, almost melodic, and layered as if made of multiple voices of different creatures. Creatures that would probably never say. You sit in confusion, wondering why you haven't already gotten up and left to complain to the cinema staff. But then you hear it. It's scattered and dissonant at first, but among the crowd, people start to chant along with the cat on the screen. Okay, this is getting out of line. Soon the entire room is chanting in perfect unison, everyone staring intently at the cat on the screen. You're feeling strangely drawn to the screen itself. But the compulsion to stare blankly like the other isn't that strong. For now. Also, you start to notice out of the corner of your eye that some of the people in your immediate vicinity are looking at you. No. They're outright staring holes into you, even as they continue chanting. They don't miss a beat as they slowly begin to frown at you in blatant disapproval. Their scowls deepen as time goes on, as if they're getting impatient. Try to leave the theater. Try to blend in with the crowd. I could try to leave. Try to leave. This is too weird. I need to get out of here. Gathering your courage, or perhaps putting your fear to use, you stand up, fully intending to leave the theater. Oh, I'm not going to. They're definitely going to pick me up. When everything comes to an abrupt stop. All of the chanting stops, even the cats chanting on the screen. You tense and risk a glance around the theater. They're all staring at you. Every single one of them. They're not moving. They're not even blinking. You swallow, throat suddenly dry even though a nervous sweat completely soaks through your clothes. You highly doubt that sitting back down will fix the situation. Your legs are shaking under the audience's unnatural intense scrutiny, but you force yourself to step forward and forward and forward until you finally reach the end of the aisle. You feel their collective gaze, even worse on the staircase. All their heads have turned uncomfortably to the left to look directly at you. The screen illuminates their faces, making clear their blank skulls. They seem even more upset than they had been minutes ago, identical frown lines digging between their brows. You keep going, the heavy atmosphere becoming more and more oppressive with every step. You're so tense with anticipation that you fully expect someone to grab at you from behind. But no one does. You don't hear any of them even get up. You exit the theater, holding your breath as the door closes behind you. You briskly walk through the halls, putting as much distance as possible between you and that theater full of people. Finally reaching the lobby, you just barely manage to catch yourself from falling to the floor as you gulp in huge gasps of air. You expect to feel relief as your breathing calms, but you feel a lingering sense of dread that only spikes once you finally notice it, as well as its source. The cat's there, isn't it? You look up, and your stomach sinks. Oh no, not everything getting white again. Oh my god, is that the people? All the people in the lobby area of the movie theater. Everyone in line at the concession stand. All of them are staring at you. And they look even angrier than the people in the theater. You don't hesitate this time. You duck your head, avoiding eye contact, and leave the cinema. You ignore the glares of everyone in the ticket booth and the lines leading to them. You make your way home. Whenever you dare to look up at someone on the way, you flinch at the blended anger, fury, and disgust on their face. You think you start to hear the faint sound of a cat's meowing behind you, or maybe a kitten's. Doesn't matter, you just want to go home. Yeah, I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. Jesus, what's happening? What's wrong with that cat? I'm sorry for existing. You reach your front door and fumble with the keys. cowering from the look of pure hatred on your neighbor's face as he stares at you from his door. Finally, you get inside your apartment. Don't tell me that if I turn on the TV, the people on the TV are gonna be staring at me. Lock all the locks on the door and slid down with your back against it until you're sitting on the floor. You allow yourself a moment to breathe. Now home, your heartbeat calms and your fear slowly bleeds from you, leaving you feeling strangely empty. You pass the kitchen, head to your room, and sleep under the covers of your bed, trying to fall asleep. Maybe it's all just a bad dream. As you fall into a fitful sleep, sure to be full of nightmares of glaring eyes, you try to ignore the ever-increasing sound of cats meowing and yowling in the distance outside your apartment. So not only the mouse, the cat's also coming? Ending 17, Black Sheep. Jesus, okay. I got 4 out of 40. That's a load of endings. That's way too many endings. I thought that it was going to be very short with several endings that I could get, but it's way too many of them. Still, that's a very entertaining game. That's really cool, but it's just a light novel with different endings. So I don't know if you're interested in see the other endings. I have a folder here that comes with the game that is basically a guide on how to get those endings. But I haven't read it. I'm just looking through. I haven't read the thing, so I don't know. But let me know if you want to see any other types of endings, because I like the game. It's a lot of reading, so it is a light novel. In either way, I am going to leave this right here. That's a cool game. Do not take this cat home. Yeah, nope, not a good idea. That's completely unexpected. I thought this game took a turn that I really did not expect. But anyway, that's it for now. So if you like it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more. I'm going to play tons of other games besides this one. And as usual, I hope you all have a happy ever after. And I'll see you on the next day. Bye bye.